Hello and welcome back to my channel, Lady T. My name is Nathalie and we are reacting to the Disney Dreamlight Valley, Your Dream, Your Valley, the full panel live from D23. Because we have some announcements and I have some opinions. So we are going to take a look at it. Okay, let me see. Where it starts here. They could have just cut this out.
Well, welcome to Your Dream, Your Valley, Disney Dreamlight Valley. My name is Courtney.
I'll be very honest, Courtney and everybody else. At first, when I saw this, I didn't check in because I was like, it's just going to be a talk. Like, this is not going to be very interesting. But then they revealed a whole darn
I'm a
lot.
game community manager at Gameloft, working on Disney Dreamlight Valley for about 4 years now. And today I'm joined with some incredible colleagues to talk about our game. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Josh LaBelle. I'm the creative director of Disney Dreamlight
We've
Valley.
seen them before,
which
too.
is a fancy way of saying that I help guide and support the team in making the game.
Dreamlight Valley is a world that is constantly evolving and growing with our players, and the real adventure
And
that you get to
breaking.
go
It's mainly breaking, as of the Ralph broke the internet. Ralph broke our valley, you know? That's mainly what's been happening, but they fixed it
on is creating your own Disney experiences.
with bugs.
Absolutely.
It's Timon and Pumbaa, we're very
Many of us
happy.
will know, and if you don't know, there's always something to do in the valley. So much so that I'm sure some people might wonder, how does a game like this come to be?
So when I was a kid,
By looking very, very carefully at Animal Crossing, mainly, you know, Stardew Valley. That's how this game came to be. I'll save you the time.
How about we talk about how this celebration came to be in the valley?
Yeah, definitely. So we knew we wanted to do something bigger and extra special since it's quite
Since it's quite needed to get extra money. That is what she was trying to say, but is not allowed to say. But that is what they wanted, because otherwise they could have made it a free update. Okay.
Back, and I'd like to think we succeeded, so
yeah, we were really inspired by a moment towards the end of the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh where it's Christopher Robin and Pooh, and Christopher Robin is kind of saying to Winnie the Pooh that he might not have as much time soon to just do nothing because he's going to be going off to school. And it's just this really poignant moment. It's one of my favorite things ever. It's just for anybody who might have, like, I have 2 young nephews who are about that age, and it really hits me right in my heart, that moment. And so looking at that, we wanted to capture that feeling and give players kind of like one more lazy summer day with these characters in a world that's inspired by the magic of the 100 Acre Woods, where you get...
Okay, but that wasn't it. Because there was a thread equal to the main story of the valley and equal to the story of Wish Blossom Ranch that you gave us. You didn't give us a relaxing day of summer. That was not what the expansion was. Or we played entirely different expansion packs from what they were designing. Not that I'm not trying to be a hater here. I'm just saying, like, that was not what the story that we got. The story felt quite unfinished, I will say too.
I love this game. I love our team. I love our community. Like, it's seriously one of a kind. We talk all the time about how lucky we are. We have such
It's not really one of a kind, though. I get what she's trying to say, but the community is filled with people who are just going into the game like this, just saying there is no issues, you have to be nice to the devs, they didn't have to make this game for us, completely forgetting that we are paying them quite a lot of money to play this game and to unlock a lot of features. But you don't have to do that. No, that's very true, but you know, it is a company. They are not your best friends. And I know that with talks like this, they are trying to make you feel as if they are, but they are not. They are a company. They are doing the same thing that a lot of gaming companies are doing, which is sending out broken content that they didn't test thoroughly enough, that the team wasn't given enough time to produce and to put out there. Because I married an IT guy who has worked in gaming. I know someone else in IT who has done a lot in gaming. And even now that they are not in gaming, when you work in IT, the deadlines are unreasonable and they will more than likely never be moved. And if anything breaks, it's the dev's fault, even though it's the managers usually who keep pushing for content to come out faster. And that's what I see happening. That's what you see happening with EA, with The Sims 4. That is what you see happening right now. That is what I'm scared of with the new DLC that we're getting. It's a new DLC. It was an expansion pack, right? Yeah, then it's usual DLC. I think it's going to be then the same size as Wish Blossom Ranch and Storybook Vale and Eternity Isle of the like. Because they didn't say, I think, that this was an adventure pack again. So let's see. But I'm very worried about that pack from what I've seen. We are going to take a look at the trailer in a little bit. But I'm really worried about it because it looks like at least part of it is going to be underwater. I'm saying part of it because we got the... what was his name again? The pirate.
This is the day that you will always remember as the day that you...
Jack Sparrow. We got Captain Jack Sparrow reveal, and that was on land, but we also got the look with the mermaid going through a little rock under the water. And what I'm trying to say is that underwater levels in games usually either suck or they are great. And there often isn't an in-between. It's one of the two. And with how many bugs this game produces with every single update, especially again with the Ralph update we got a little bit ago, I'm really worried that they are not given the time, not taking the time to do this correctly. I'm sure it's going to look wonderful. They are great at game design and they are great at designing new things that we want to buy. But they are not that great at making sure that the game is playable. So that is what I'm worried about. But we are going to see what is going to happen. I think we already know, all of us, what is going to happen, but we'll see.
Amazing.
Reactions to it.
We are getting to the first thing that I don't understand why we're getting it. It was the same as with Star Wars. Like, I get that it's a property of Disney, but I don't get why we are getting Lizzie McGuire and Hannah Montana. But let's just take a look.
I will jump in and absolutely agree with that point because
Thank
personally,
you.
I always jump into our community. Okay, I think it's time. I think we should dive into a few of the surprises that we have for the rest of the year. Are we ready?
We have been ready for the
The
past
first one is coming
15
sooner
minutes.
than you think, as next week we will be celebrating the anniversary of two absolute icons in the Disney
is an
family.
anniversary.
Let's take a look.
I didn't know that it was an anniversary. Then it makes sense. Like, this is a set that we already have. That we got with a Star Path like a year or two ago. So, the outfit is cute, but they are reusing a lot of old items. Maybe we can finally use the stage. That would be cool if we could do that. Okay, that's okay. I'm not that excited as the people in the in the background or on stage. I think I was a little bit too old for Hannah Montana and I never really got into Lizzie McGuire. Because I think I was a bit too young for that and a little too old for Hannah Montana when it aired. And like, okay, we get new outfits, we have to pay a lot of money for it. Okay. Like, you know, I'm not really interested
are we kidding?
in that.
Oh.
Well, I wish you were
Updates
kidding.
of bringing Oogie Boogie to the Valley. Today to
wait.
talk about the final two updates of the
Rewind.
year. First, with our big Halloween update that's coming up, we are going to be bringing Oogie Boogie to the Valley.
That's really cool. I'm really happy
that's
about that.
So we are going to be more like he's going to be letting himself into your valley and causing all sorts of trouble. We're going to do this in a brand new 6-week event with one new quest each week leading up to Halloween, with lots of new Halloween themed and Nightmare Before Christmas themed prizes and maybe a little surprises along the way. So stay tuned for that one. And then for the final update of the year, I am so excited to finally say that we are bringing Lilo from Disney's Lilo and Stitch to the game.
Which is way overdue, and I don't get why they are choosing December for that. I would say put Oogie Boogie in December and put Lilo in September. Because Lilo is supposed to be more Hawaiian, so why is she going to enter our valley in a cold climate? You know? I don't really get that choice, or she maybe should have switched her around with Ralph. Like, he is not bound to a certain season, but I feel like Oogie Boogie and Lilo are more than Ralph. But that's fine. Okay, I'm really happy that we're going to get her, though.
That's exactly how I felt. My heart is exploding right now. Thank you for reacting along with me. Yeah, we are so excited to be able to reunite Lilo and Stitch, BFFs, just in time for the holiday season. It's going to be heartfelt. It's going to be a little Stitch chaotic. It's going to be so much fun. And I can't wait for you to see what our team's been working on.
I know she's been one of our top requested characters.
Well, what I can tell you is that it's going to be another photo op level 10 quest. That we know. That's always the case, because they don't know how to do original quests.
All right, so we knew we couldn't leave D23 without giving you a little bit of a...
Without making you pay more money. That's what he was trying to say. ...peek
at what we're working on for our next expansion. So without further ado, why don't we dive right in?
I'm blocking him even. Dive in, haha. So this is the ending, what we saw, or at least only this wave, was what we saw in Honeyglow Woods at the end of that main story. Like, this is very colorful, very pretty, but it also feels very fake and very empty. At the same time, like, it's overfull, but it's too colorful. Like, it almost feels a little bit AI. Maybe it's just the first stages of the development. That is completely possible, but it feels a little, you know. But we have a tilapia here, we have a tuna, we have the bass, I think, and a mermaid. So I'm fully convinced in my own head that we are going to be able to be mermaids, or have to be mermaids even, and swim around. Maybe that Jack Sparrow accidentally gets us cursed or something, you know. So yeah, Dreamlight Valley, the Keepsake Sea. I am excited for a new pack. I'm excited that we're going underwater because it opens up a bunch of new opportunities, like finding Nemo, which is the main thing in my head. Unfortunately, we already got the Little Mermaid, but otherwise this would have been a great pack to introduce her in. I'm happy that we already got Ariel, and especially Eric, because he's my second boyfriend in the game. But this would have been so grand. Like, I kind of... Usually, with these new realms, new DLC areas, we get more than one character. And so far, we have seen Captain Jack Sparrow. So what I'm hoping... I don't think we'll get him, but I'm hoping that there is going to be something from Atlantis. Some more hints, and maybe Triton, King Triton, the father of Ariel. And Nemo. Finding Nemo would be really a good pack to enter them in. I don't think they are high on the list per se, but do we already have some items from them? I'm not sure. I think so. And that's not all.
Not all treasure is silver and gold.
I just want to say, cool that we're getting him. The treasure we already have, because we got that in a pack last year, I think. But my friend and I were talking about it today. And she said, I wonder why they chose to add a human this time, like an actual human. Like, we didn't get an animated show of, as far as I know, of Pirates of the Caribbean. So they are choosing to introduce, if I'm correct, but I can't think of anyone else, who's just the first real life human who is now going to be a game character in this game. And we thought, together with the Hannah Montana and Lizzie McGuire clothes and the Star Wars clothes that we've already been getting, maybe they wanna open the door to more humans coming in, like real humans, if that makes sense. And they are easing us into it with introducing Captain Jack Sparrow right now. Not that I think it is going to be a huge deal or a huge problem for people if we are going to get real life actors into the game who are not necessarily an animated series. But it feels like a slow introduction to it, because my mind keeps going, if we have Star Wars stuff, then we can also get Marvel stuff, because Marvel is now part, right, of Disney, if I'm not mistaken. Too much. But at the end of the year, we have, in my eyes at least, a pretty big movie coming out for Marvel, like Doomsday. I'm really excited about that. So I'm wondering if we're going to get some items for that coming up as well, because it feels like they're doing a lot of promotion for that movie. So I'm like, if we're now introducing humans and more human sets like Star Wars and now the Lizzie McGuire and Hannah Montana, maybe we'll get something for them as well. For the Avengers, that would be cool. I would be into that. I'm not as much into Star Wars, but I did get stuff and made a whole planet for them. And I'm really excited about I wanted to say Jacksepticeye for some reason, but I mean Captain Jack Sparrow. Okay, but I am excited about this, but it's very little that we get to see. Ooh, but this isn't for us, I think, for a free in-game item. But if you want it, I think we might be able to get it. So this is a code that you can try to get. I think it's an exclusive D23 Varsity jacket. I'm not entirely sure if we can still get it then, but it's here if you want it.
Right, well, thank you guys. We hope you have a great rest of the expo. And of course, we'll
see you in the valley.
Woohoo! Okay, but yeah, so overall, I would say I am mildly excited, or carefully excited, I will say, for the reasons that I've mentioned above. But let me know in the comments how you feel towards Dreamlight Valley, the Keepsake Sea. They haven't said really, I think, that it's an expansion pack or an adventure pack. Well, I think, no, they did say it, right? They did say the DLC. So it's probably just an expansion pack, like a big one. I'm really excited for it. I didn't listen to it fully, of course, but I hope it's not going to be a Wish Blossom Ranch situation where they are going to give us the full story at one go, because that DLC really suffered from that. I'd rather have 4 to 3 updates throughout the year for the main story and characters coming out slowly than everything pushed out at once and it's sucking. But we'll see, and I'm really scared about the swimming, how they are going to manage that. Because one of my developer friends told me today, she was like, now I have to relay it to you in a clear manner. She said, when you build a character that's moving forward, like it's on the same line, and even as we use the gliders, it's still on that same line, so you can kind of move forward, you can move in every direction, but there is less things pulling on it or something, as she explained it. And in the water, that's going to, like, you should be able to go up, down, like, you know, if you want to make it feel organic. So you have to be aware of a lot more things going on. And I fear that this is not going to be... I hope I'm wrong. I'm not trying to be a pessimist all the time, but from what we've seen so far, this team is not able to work at this level of deadlines, to stick to that and to deliver quality. without giving us a whole darn lot of bugs that break the game, is all I'm saying. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe I'm being too harsh. You can tell me that in a kind and respectful manner. And I hope to see you in another video. Have a very lovely day. Goodbye.